Hello, Mr. Rambo. Your new movie, Rambo Last Blood, ripped off the plot of my movie, so I will look for you. I will find you, and I will kill you. Sorry, man, but it was my niece that was taken, not my daughter, so it doesn't count as a rip-off. Rambo Last Blood, directed by Adrian Grunberg, and is the fifth and presumably final installment in the Rambo franchise, as Last Blood does have some finality to it in the title. So Rambo Last Blood tells the story of Rambo. He is looking after his niece, though his niece takes a trip to Mexico in search of her biological father, though she is sadly captured by these awful scumbag organisation of men that want to sell her for sex. So it's up to Rambo to travel to Mexico, take his vengeance on those men, and rescue his niece. Yeah, sounds extremely similar to that Liam Neeson movie 10 years ago, Taken. The Rambo franchise has never been one of my favourites. The one and only great one is the first Rambo, but Rambo 2 and 3 were total duds, though Rambo 4 was a decent action flick at least, so that would be the second best. But as for Rambo Last Blood, what a major letdown. This movie is so subpar. It is, without question, the weakest Rambo movie. It goes to show it's time for the Rambo franchise to stop, but they should stop at 5. This franchise is running out of inspiration. Though I'm not going to completely slam Rambo Last Blood. It's at least it does have some entertaining qualities to it, and some decent character moments for the character of Rambo. So these Rambo movies did put Sylvester Stallone on the map in Hollywood, and I do like that Rambo did get to share some family bonding time with his niece in this movie. Those scenes were some of my favourite in the film. Rambo was more of a father to his niece than her biological father ever was. And the climax of this movie is the most action-packed part. Rambo kicking tons of butts and Rambo kicking tons of butts, and the villains are villains that you do despise, and you want Rambo's niece to be rescued when the action is happening. Though what makes Rambo Last Blood my least favourite Rambo movie is the plot lazily rehashing Taken. And Taken's one of the greatest action movies ever made, and it did this sort of story far better, with Liam Neeson going to Europe to rescue his daughter from these men, though this time it's Rambo's niece that he's rescuing, but she still feels like his daughter, and I really wish this movie had picked a more original narrative. In fact, it could have been more of a character study for Rambo than it was. Instead of making Rambo's niece the damsel in all this, why not also make her a badass fighter like her uncle? Maybe she inherited that from him. Why not have the entire movie be him and her, bonding and catching up and just kicking ass together? That would have been that would have made this movie far more original, but But no, we just got to copy Taken for some reason. Sylvester Stallone could have spoken up whenever he was talking. I could barely make out what he was saying. His voice was so low pitched. And why would his niece be so determined to look for her biological father when he doesn't give a shit about her? I'm sorry, but she should realise that her uncle is there for her. It's this journey to meet her father that's got her captured in the first place, or why not search for her biological mother? Maybe her mother was more caring than her father. And also, there's this character, Carmen. She meets up with Rambo, and it turns out she has a sister who was also captured by the exact same men. But she only has 2 scenes in the entire movie, and then we never see her character again. I'm like, she could have been, Rambo's love interest. She could have helped Rambo, get his niece back and rescue her own sister from these men. But no, she deserved infinitely more screen time, and the beginning and middle of this movie are so boring. We don't get to the action until the climax. It was postponing the action that you want from a Rambo movie big time, and it didn't need to. And this movie does have a controversial portrayal of Mexico. I can see why it's getting a hate for that. But what infuriated me about Last Blood is how it treats the female characters like shit. It is disrespectful to women in that, not only because it makes women in this movie look like damsels in distress the entire time. We don't see a single female character, be as able to defend themselves or fight back like Rambo can. But it's also distressing to watch these poor girls be drugged and tortured by these despicable men. And even when Rambo does come to their aid, they are terrified that if they disobey these men, their lives will be on the line. I think the girls could have had more of a strong will and could have fought back a little more. That's how I would have wrote the movie. So yeah, Rambo: Last Blood is a downgrade from Rambo 4. Would I say it's the worst Rambo movie? For sure. The Rambo franchise is done. It's had its day. We don't need a Rambo 6. September 2019 has had several disappointing movies. With the exception of It Chapter 2. That was the one true masterpiece to be released this September, but I don't care for the other movies we've had this month, and Rambo: Last Blood would be an example of them. I give Rambo: Last Blood 2 stars out of 5. Meh movie. I am super hyped for October, my favourite month of the entire year, where I will attempt to post every single day of that month. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what do you think of Rambo: Last Blood? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time. I realised I still need to review the other 2 Aladdin movies, so stay tuned for my rant on Return of Jafar. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.